Hey, good morning, friends. This is Dave here, fishing, not working. And I don't want to work today. But I do want to tie a jig. And I got a pattern for you today. If there's only one jig that you wanted to use to catch bait fish or bluegill or perch or any kind of little fish like this would be it. This is a black ant. And the fly pattern catches anything from trout to bluegill to just about anything. And it's a lot of fun. But we're going to convert it over to a little jig today. And we are going to start with a 64th ounce jig. Now this is fairly small, considering. But the beauty of this, when it hits the water, is just going to slowly drift down in front of the fish, and it's going to have little legs that are going to flicker, and it's going to drive the fish wild. So let's get started. We're going to use two different types of threads. Okay, I've got a very lightweight thread, which I really dislike, to be honest with you, because I break it off all the time. But for finer work, you need that lighter thread. And I have this ultra thread, which I can yank on, and it's tougher, but it just takes up too much space for certain things. So we're also going to use a black dubbing. Now this, you can buy dubbing, which is great. But since I'm so cheap, I tend to make my own. And I just take some black yarn, just standard old yarn, and I'll cut little 1/4 inch or less size pieces. But I'll take that yarn that I cut up and I'll put it into a coffee grinder and put little pieces in there and spin her up. And what you come out with, you get it apart, is some fine dubbing. Okay? Store-bought stuff works great. In fact, it actually is easier to work with, but I'm into saving money. Fixed income. It's someday you all know about that, but many of you already know about that. So it's kind of funny. On YouTube, you can look at the demographics of the people who watch your videos. And at one point, a few weeks ago, I had for last month, 100%. Everybody look at my videos was over 65, just like me. I don't know. I'm getting a few younger ones now, though. But that said, let's start with this line and see how many times I can break it off. This thread. Let me bring you in close. Okay, so here I got you in close so you can see. And we're just going to dress this hook. And my trouble with this thread, if I nick the point, ouch, and it's sharp, it cuts the thread. So I got to kind of be careful. I will cut the thread 2 or 3 times in this video, which is kind of a pain in the backside, but we'll deal with it. Okay. So we're going to put this thread back here where we're going to start. And we're going to use this homemade dubbing for a body. And we're going to take this, and we're going to take it and spin it on the thread. And in our situation, we want to spin it fairly tight. There's times you don't, if you want something really hairy, but wetting your fingers really helps a lot. But this situation, we're going to spin it tight. Now when you're cutting this yarn, different lengths of your cut do different things. So in something fine, You want short little cuts, less than 1/4 inch. Try to keep the stuff out of your mouth too. It's irritating. But shorter pieces, maybe 1/8 of an inch, in that range, will work better for this fly, or this jig. We're going to call it a jig. And I've got the jig in the vise pointing the way I'm going to fish it for this one. And we're going to build this tail end up. It's going to be the biggest part. So we're going to put one more layer on here. There's many ways to tie this. Many, many ways. This is just one way. I'll probably show you another way because I really like this pattern. I like this pattern a lot, actually. So, like I say, if there's just one jig, and I think black is the color, but you can make a red ant. You know, if you're in an area that you have a lot of red ants, that might be the ticket. But I'm here in South Central Kansas, I think I live there. And see that? We have a lot of black ants. Okay, if that happens, I was fortunate enough, I still got some thread staying out. So we're going to restart this. Not a problem. Cut our tag off, find my scissors. Typically with this light thread, I'll do this several times on something like this. And really we're about there, honestly. Now if you get little fuzzies, you can trim them off. Oh, there, maybe. So the back side is always bigger on an ant. And I'd like to get just a tad more on there, just a tad. And kind of fasten this down. Without snapping my thread. Okay, let's put a little more on there. You can just keep playing with it till you get it right, but especially this last wrap. If you're on the last layer, wrap it, this part here, spin it tight. It will be a little less hairy. I don't know that it matters, but it looks better to me. Okay. Stay away from the hook point. Okay, there's our tail end. With this light thread, it's always a good idea when you get to a point, tie a knot. So we're gonna put a half hitch in there just in case, because I'm breaking this thread all the time. So we're gonna move the thread up to here, front end. Now one thing I didn't do that I forgot, I don't know if you can see this barb on top of this, where the lead is, right there. We're going to smash that down a little bit. On these smaller jigs, it's not as big a deal, but okay, this front, we're not going to use nearly as much material. So we'll spin this on here as tight as I can get it. And let's see what we can do here. Alrighty. Start to take shape. Let's we're kind of in limbo here. Well, this has just a fine bit more, just a touch, not much. But we're almost there. So I want to go very minimal. And it's probably good to go minimal on most things. And like I said, this last layer, spin it tightly on this thread like that. And then you can slide it up to start it. There we go. And let's take a look at this. And if you want to stop there and you still got some, you can pull that excess off, but I think I like that. Okay. Okay, let's take shape. Here's what we're going to do. I want to tie this thread off, and we're going to switch threads. And I'll show you what here. But we want to tie this off. See that? I hate this thread. It's a little strong, but I just like this thread. I don't know where the thread went. There it is. Let's get it out of the way. Okay. We're going to switch over to this bigger thread, which is stronger, takes up more space. There's a reason for this. I'm going to show you. This is almost like a floss. It's got a, I can separate this, the strands. Okay. Hey friends, Don here. I'm Dave's twin brother. I'm the good looking one. Anyway, I'm here to ask you a favor. Dave's trying to make this profitable. It ain't gonna happen, but we need to at least make him feel better. You know, when he was a baby, I was born and I was pretty and everybody loved me. He come out and they dropped him on his head. You imagine that? Ever since then, he's not been the same. So we need to help him out. Like I say, he's trying to make this profitable, and he's not going to be able to because he's a long ways from it. But we're going to make him feel good. So I need you to see that button that says this. Go down there and press it, would you? And then there's another button down there. It says subscribe. You'll be doing him a world of favor. You know? Thank you. We'll see you next time. There you go. Now, legs. This is why I'm using this thread. It's easy. It's not going to cut my little rubber legs. These legs are, the tails for if you make your own spinnerbaits. These are very lightweight and are going to move very easily. Now these got red tips, if you can tell. I'm not going to use the red tips. You could, but I'm going to take this thing, divide her in half, get my tips even. Kind of. Golly, I'm struggling. There we go. So I got my tips even. I'm going to come in here. I grab this, and the front end here, that's my front legs. So I'm going to take this. Oh, look what I did. I'm going to take this like this and get a loop around it. Okay? Now, at this point I can adjust it. This loops the front legs, and I'm going to bring it down just a little below halfway mark, not much. I'm going to find where I put the other leg. I need legs on your side, so this guy wants to be a leg. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide it in half. I'm going to grab it. And the first thing is just get a loop around it, because I can adjust this once I get it there. Okay. I want to make these approximately the same length. And to check them, you can just bring them forward, and they're close. And I want to get this a little bit below half. And what I'm going to do, didn't like that, did it? Everything's adjustable at this point. And we're going to kind of figure eight this thing. Come around behind. Come around behind these two over here. They're kind of looking good. Okay. If you get it where you like it, now we're going to put a little muscle into it. I like it. And tie it off. Maybe. I'm not going to use glue on this. There's double knotting. I have a triple. What the heck? Okay. Don't cut your legs. Okay, we're getting close. Wasn't so hard so far, was it? Okay, take your legs. We're going to cut that loop out. We're going to take our back legs. If I can get them. If you take them up like this, and when you trim them, they're all the same length. And then you take your front legs, get them all the same length. How long you want your legs is entirely up to you. The longer legs aren't going to hurt you. They're going to move more. So I think I'm going to leave it just like this. If you notice here, there's still got a red tag on the end of this. I'll probably leave it. It might attract fish. But that is basically, that is it. That is it. So here's our ant. Panfish love this. Trout love this. Everything loves this. This is a good one. So like I said, this is a great fly or jig. If you wanted to make it into fly, you can make it into fly. You can add a little lead to it if you want it to sink. You can make these with foam bodies and make them float for a fly. Put them on top of a pond, and bass will come up and smash them. It's a lot of fun with a fly rod, but since I'm getting bait fish for the biggie, this is a good one to get bait when nothing else works. I just like it a lot, and it's easy. There's nothing there that was very hard and very expensive. So It's January, almost over. Spring is almost here. So why don't you go make up a few of these? I kind of wonder, the crappie, I bet they take them too. I'm sure they would. So, and you can put a little color in here if you like. Experiment. So, get ready for spring. Get geared up. It's coming. Not soon enough. Well, until next time, take care. Have a blessed day, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.